around 7. Sunday, sunny. Highs in the upper 20s. Sunday night, mostly clear. Lows around 14. Monday, partly sunny. Chance of snow in the morning. Highs in the mid-30s. Chance of snow 30%. Again, the forecast for the Twin Cities metropolitan area for tonight, breezy. Mostly cloudy. Lows around 8. Northwest winds 10 to 25 miles an hour with gusts to around 40 miles an hour. At 6 p.m. in the Twin Cities, it was cloudy. The temperature was 31 degrees, the dew point was 21, and the relative humidity was 66%. The wind was west at 15 miles an hour. The wind chill was 20. The pressure was 29.56 inches and rising. Around the metro, at Lake Elmo, haze was reported with a temperature of 32. At Lakeville, it was mostly cloudy with a temperature of 30. It was cloudy with a temperature of 32 at St. Paul, 33 at South St. Paul, 31 at Eaton Prairie, 31 at Crystal, and 32 at Blaine. Across the rest of Minnesota, snow was falling with a temperature of 23 at Brainerd, 22 at Duluth, 16 at Bemidji, and 11 at Alexandria. At St. Cloud, haze was reported with a temperature of 25. At Marshall, it was partly cloudy with a temperature of 27. It was cloudy with a temperature of 30 at Rochester and 31 at Mankato.
Alrighty, my friends, what is going on, everyone, and welcome back here to another update on this crazy storm that is getting ready to impact a lot of the country, my friends. This is definitely going to be pretty interesting to see how this one plays out. We got a lot of mid-range model support now for this live stream. Like I said, the last few live streams we've been talking about, we've only had long range. Now we have mid-range support, which is definitely some good news, giving us some more ideas of what the storm could do here. And honestly, it's looking a little bit crazy. And we're going to definitely need to be watching this. Anyways, my friends, like I said, glad to have everybody here. Let's go ahead and see who is here for today. We got ourselves Brady, we have Cole, we have Crystal, we have Emily, we have Ryan, we have Hack, we have Haley, we have Landon, we have Maranatha, I think that's how you say that, Maranatha. We have ourselves Joseph, we have Landon, we have I said Haley, we have Robin, we have SD Gaming. Wow, everybody's here. Rain's here, Blake's here. Let's see, Proxy with a $25 super chat. Proxy, you did not have to do that. Thank you so much, Proxy. Saying hi, Andrew. Andrew Mods, everybody. Let's forecast. Sounds pretty good. Proxy, thank you so much. That's super, super sweet of you. Ryan saying hello, everyone. What's up, Ryan? Hope you're doing good. So, we are starting to see the first round of this snowmaker. I'm already moving through the regions here. Like I said, we can already tell what's going on. I actually have both the radar ways here you can actually see. So there you go. You can see on the right-hand side of the screen there. That right there, my friend, is the first round of snow. Now, this one's not expected to bring too much. Obviously, not too much snow out of this first round is really expected. Just a little bit of accumulations being possible. We switch over here to this main one, and there's only been a report of a few inches across, some of these areas here throughout, Minnesota. Storm spotter reports here showing, a couple inches, nothing too crazy. Once again, this is just that first round of snow that's moving through. However, I tell you what, there's some pretty heavy bands on there. You can actually see they're kind of in that purplish paint color. That's showing a lot of heavy snow and perhaps maybe even some quick accumulations that is occurring here. Oh my gosh, that's going to drive me crazy. I'm going to fix that text there, how it's not perfectly lined up. There we go. Okay, that's better. That was driving me crazy. But anyways, my friends, once again, glad to have you here. Let's see here. Scott says I'm here. What's up, Scott? iNewt says, hey, everyone. What's up? Hope you're doing good. Time to Kill says, evening all. What's up, Time to Kill? Hope you're doing good. Glad to have you guys here. Absolutely. So, yeah, obviously we have to really be on the lookout here, my friends, because this is probably going to be, like I said, this is probably going to be one of the most impactful storms this year. It's definitely looking a little bit crazy. Definitely is looking a little bit crazy. And I'll tell you what, we're going to go ahead and switch over here to the models. We're just going to cut straight to the chase here, guys, because like I said, there's a lot to talk about here whenever it comes to the activity and all. So we're going to go ahead and switch over here to the models, and we're going to see what we are talking about here. So anyways, but there we go. So first up, we have the GFS model, and as we know, the GFS over the last few days has been showing a lot of crazy stuff happening here. We track our way down in time. Here's the beginning of the system. I mean, look at this beast. Absolutely enormous. A huge storm. A very, very large storm here. Absolutely nuts. So we have ourselves a lot of moisture at the moment being brought down across the northwest into the mountainous regions here between today and tomorrow. But then, kicking off here for Wednesday, that's when we got the big event starting. Okay, so between Wednesday here, as well as, like I said, between Wednesday and Thursday, that's kind of when the big stuff is getting ready to happen. You can actually see there's a lot of ice being still likely. You know, this has been in the models for the last long time here. You know, this has been in the models. Look at this. Areas here possibly of the northeast, the northern Ohio Valley, and portions of the Midwest might be dealing with a bit of ice troubles. And like I said, there is some support that some of the ice accumulations could perhaps get up to an inch or higher. That's not good. That's really not good. Let's see here. Crystal says, hello, weather family. What's up? Hope you're doing good. Blake says, I'm hoping for over a foot in snow in Michigan. For the northern areas of Michigan, that is definitely a good possibility here. Landon says, hello. What's up, Landon? Hope you're doing good. But anyways, that's according to the GFS here. Obviously, we have a lot of moisture kicking up across the northwest, really driving into the upper elevations. That's going to actually create a lot of heavy snowfall for those upper elevations. Lower pressure system is going to develop across areas here of the central plains and then really start to kick up. Now, there is a little possibility, a little itty-bitty possibility that a few severe storms could be possible. Honestly, at this point, I'm really not too hopeful on the severe storms. This is going to be way worse of a winter impact rather than a thunderstorm impact. So, like I said, obviously, between the feet of snowfall that's here in the forecast and between the the heavy ice accumulations, across the northern Ohio Valley, areas here towards northern Indiana, areas of southern Michigan. I mean, those areas cutting through areas of Illinois and into Iowa. That's kind of the big deal here. But anyways, let's go ahead and move over here to the models. Let's go ahead and see what is going on here, my friends. So we're going to go ahead and switch on over here. We're going to take a look here at the Kashira ratio. We're going to take a look at the total snowfall accumulations out of this event here. And I tell you what, guys, this is definitely looking a little bit crazy. Here. So anyways, we zoom in our way here to the north. Would you look at that? And the latest frames here, okay, so this has actually been happening for the last 3 or 4 days now, okay? And look at this. So you notice how this area is really kind of highlighted in tan and a lot of orange? Those are the boundaries here for the last several days. I mean, like the last probably 2-3 days or so. This has been showing the heaviest impacted area. Areas here throughout eastern South Dakota, cutting straight through central and south central Minnesota, and through areas here of western Wisconsin. That is continuing to support the possibility of well over 2 feet of snow being possible. And theoretically, it's possible that we could be seeing some areas get over 3 feet of snow. So according to this model, once again, you cannot just trust one model, so that's why we're going to take a look at all of them. But anyways, look at this here, right towards areas, towards Minneapolis, kind of showing right there near 3 feet being possible, according to GFS here. So basically this ground here, my friends, you see this big maroon, red shaded color. So that, guys, that is the foot boundary area. So essentially everything inside of this maroon red shaded color, all of that is expected to see above a foot or above, according to the GFS America model. And of course, we'll circle the area where 2+ feet, maybe 2-3 feet. We'll actually do a double circle here, or a triple circle. Obviously kind of showing there, that's where that 3 foot boundary is possible, that's where the 2 foot boundary is possible, and that's where the 1 foot boundary is possible, according to the American GFS. Now, the European model, like I said, obviously it's not good just to take a look at one model, but the European, this one does not go out as far. As always, we're going to drop down to 12Z here for now. But according to the latest info with the European model, this one has to deal with not near 3 feet being possible. So this one's kind of capping out, topping off at around 2 feet max. But anyways, that 1 foot boundary kind of hugs pretty similar to what the GFS American model had to say. So overall, these areas that we're seeing that could possibly see about a foot or higher is still pretty much in decent agreement here. These areas still expecting over a foot. Now these regions over here, now this once again is targeting areas of western Wisconsin and basically central, south central Minnesota. This is where 2 feet or more is possible. But like I said, once again, there really is no 3 feet expectancy from the ECMWF. That's kind of only a GFS opinion here. However, when we take a look here over at the GDPS model, this one is the Canadian model, and I tell you what, guys, this one is bringing also the possibility of maybe nearly 3 feet. But I'm going to stick with probably near 2 at max for this event here, because that's kind of what the main models have been having to say here. Anyways, but taking a look here at the Canadian model here, we're actually going to use, we'll actually use red for Canada. You can see how the Canadian model really has that foot boundary relatively close to all of this. It's amazing to see just how well of agreement these models have been in over the last several days here. I mean, look at this. This line is basically showing that foot boundary. That is where a foot of snow, south of that is where a foot of snow is likely. So most areas here towards, South Dakota, southern North Dakota, areas here towards, central and southern Minnesota, cutting straight through central and northern Wisconsin, those regions are definitely looking like you're going to be seeing over a foot of snow. It looks very, very possible here. So that's kind of that, my friends. But yeah, I mean, even the Canadian model, does support some areas perhaps seeing 2+ feet of snow and some localized amounts, maybe near 3 feet being possible, kind of more of a 2.5 type of ordeal. But, I mean, overall, that is a lot of snow. That is a heck of a lot of snow. And like I was telling you guys, we actually now have ourselves some mid-range model support. So we're going to actually bring up the NAM model now. This is the North American model. So this one's also American, similar to the GFS, although this one is a much more higher resolution model, and this one is much more, essentially, this is a much more, I wouldn't say accurate, but it's a lot more in-depth, I should say, essentially. But anyways, we track our way down here in time with the NAM model. Now, this is their opinion at the moment. NAM model is absolute nuts, showing pretty much the exact same things as what the other ones have had to say here. So, overall, like I said, regions right here, this is kind of the bullseye according to the NAM model as well. Once again, highlighting areas here of central Minnesota, western Wisconsin, and areas of basically eastern South Dakota, pretty much northeastern South Dakota there. So, like I said, that's kind of the grounds here where we are looking at 2+ feet of snow. It could be possible, right? Could theoretically be possible. So, we're going to need to watch out for that. Now, according to this in particular model here, which is a little bit interesting, as you can see, that foot boundary might be pushed a little bit more north. Here, we're going to remove all of that mess here. We don't need all that. But anyways, this one actually kind of shows that foot boundary maybe being a little bit higher north and maybe a little bit more, less inclusive for more of the Midwest, kind of for more of the Midwest or the upper Midwest region. So, but like I said, everywhere you see here, my friends, where there is maroon, that red color, that is where over a foot of snow is expected, which is definitely quite nuts. Now, there's one more model we want to look at here. This is the blend of models. Obviously, taking a whole bunch of models into consideration and all that fun stuff. According to the blend here, this is taking into consideration, the big models and the not so accurate models, I should say. But anyways, regardless though, this shows over a foot for these regions. Obviously cuts off a lot of snow compared to what the major models had to say here. But anyways, like I said, it definitely looks very, very possible. If you are in Minneapolis, St. Paul area, yeah, we got a big problem. We got a very, very big problem here. And like I said, obviously the big concern here is the threat of heavy snow over a foot being likely. So keep that in mind. Now, I have some pretty cool news to share with you guys. I have a storm chaser that is going to be on this event here for Wednesday and Thursday, okay? So we're going to have ourselves some live footage coming from a storm chaser. We talked to him. He's going to be taking a route here basically from the Sioux Falls region and tracking towards Minneapolis. So he's going to be moving towards the Minneapolis region. And we're going to be able to get a lot of snow readings. We're going to get a lot of updates live from him, which is going to be really, really cool. We're also going to probably have some other live cameras as well, kind of stationary live cameras, but we're having a storm chaser on this one, okay? Which, like I said, obviously that is kind of that. But anyways, that's kind of what we're looking at. That is kind of what we are seeing here. It is definitely going to be a very interesting event here. Now, let's see. So, obviously, we had the NAM model. Let's try the RDPS model. This one is the Canadians' version of the NAM model, essentially. This one does not show as much snow compared to what the NAM, the GFS, the European model, and all that fun stuff had to say. This one really shows, that foot line just kind of right there, Minneapolis and slightly south, essentially. So, but like I said, I tell you what, my friends, it is going to be a very, very hectic week here regarding this winter weather. This is going to be impacting a lot of people, okay? This is definitely not an event that you really want to. You really don't want to mess around with this event here too much here. But anyways, I tell you what, there's also another concern I do want to talk about here. We'll get into personal forecast here in a little bit, so keep that in mind. But anyways, like I said, we're going to take a look here over at the ice accumulations. Because like I said, ice is going to be a very big problem as well, okay? It's not just the snow. It's not just the several feet of snow being possible. But it's also the threat for some serious ice accumulation. That is the big problem. That is a very, very big problem here. So we track our way down in time according to the RDPS model. Look at this. So this model, really shows essentially areas here towards, Iowa, starting off there with that really heavy ice accumulations, well over a half an inch being possible. That is completely crippling amounts of ice there. Cutting through areas of southern Wisconsin, kind of maybe near half inch to 3/4 of an inch being possible. Cutting straight through areas of south central areas here of Michigan. Which could obviously be bringing a lot of heavy ice accumulations as well. But keep that in mind. So the RDPS model, we're going to highlight this guy in red, where this ice accumulation is expected. So we're going to go ahead and kind of draw this nice little fancy line. That's obviously where the RDPS, the Canadian model, has to support maybe some ice occurring, right? So that's according to the Canadian RDPS model. Now the American version of this, the NAM model, this one is a mid-range model as well. This one supports pretty much the exact same areas being impacted by the ice as the previous model. So keep that in mind there. Let's see the European model's opinion on this ice and stuff. Once again, the same areas is going to be impacted here, if not just a little bit further south. That's kind of been the thing here between the long-range models, is that it's been impacting a little bit more of the south there with the ice, but we'll see how that plays out. Let's see the GFS American model on the ice accumulations here. This one supports. Wow, yeah, so this one actually supports that ice being a lot further to the south, unlike the other models we just looked at here, which is definitely really, really crazy. So, like I said, we have the ice maybe pushing down a little bit further south according to the GFS model. So, obviously, still things are not 100% ironed out, but they're definitely getting close here, in which that is definitely a little bit concerning. So, that's the GFS. Let's see, we have the GDPS, which is the, basically the basically the Canadians' version of the GFS, basically. But look at this. That goes right through the middle of those regions. So, essentially from what we understand here, right? So, essentially what we understand here is that we are going to be having the possibility of some ice, possibly impacting, obviously, areas that I'm circling right here. So, mostly impacting areas here of, central and southern Michigan. That's kind of the heaviest, that's basically kind of the heaviest ice accumulations expectancy. Northern Illinois, southern Wisconsin, areas here through central Iowa as well being a big concern here. So keep that in mind, okay? So that's kind of what we're talking about. So keep that in mind. That is where the heaviest ice accumulation is possible, right? But overall, like I said, these areas, specifically kind of around in these grounds, does kind of seem to be the impacted areas. Like I said, kind of the heaviest impacted areas with ice. Okay, so that is kind of that's kind of what we are looking at. So like I said, that's kind of a big problem. That is kind of a very big problem here. It's not just the snow, but it's also the ice accumulations and all that fun stuff. And like I said, we actually move over here to the United States, or like to the main view here. Let's see here, Megan with a $2 super chat with the cute little fox. Oh, thank you so much, Megan. Really appreciate it. But like I said, obviously there, on the United States view, like I said, that's kind of what we're looking at. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and draw an overall view of what areas are seeing which. So we're going to draw that ice accumulation kind of around in these areas here. Actually, probably for this, I want to use the blend of models because this would obviously give me a better representation, right? So let's see. The blend of models here has definitely increased in the amount of ice being expected. But right there, so that's kind of the heavy ice expectancy, kind of right in here, right where that area there is. So we'll go ahead and draw ice. That's where the heavy ice accumulation is expected out of this. Now, when it comes to the snowfall end of this, take a look at the national or the overall view. The heavy snow out of this event here is going to be isolated, or not really even isolated, but kind of sporadic all over the place for mostly these areas here. we're gonna redraw that here. We're gonna say that a lot of it is basically right in here. Okay, so that's kind of that. That's kind of what we are looking at with the heavy snow accumulations here. Now, whenever it comes to rainfall, like I said, a lot of people are also going to be getting rain out of this here too. So keep that in mind. Yeah, also a lot of the areas down here, basically for the areas here of the mid, kind of really excluding the Mid-Atlantic, but areas for the Southeast Tennessee Valley, Ohio Valley regions. Yeah, we're going to be seeing a lot of maybe some rain and stuff like that. So that, my friends, is in the term of rain. That's kind of what we're seeing here. So kind of see what I'm talking about. So this is kind of the overall expectancy, the overall view of everything, essentially. That's basically kind of what we are talking about. So a lot of heavy ice for areas here of like the upper portions, essentially here of the upper portions here of the Ohio Valley. Once again, Iowa, southern Wisconsin, northern Illinois, perhaps northern Indiana. More specifically, and the worst of it, central and southern Michigan. Possibly northwestern Ohio, portions of northern Pennsylvania, and cutting straight through New York. Maybe Massachusetts, Connecticut region, southern areas of Vermont, New Hampshire could be seeing that ice as well. And obviously, there is going to be a lot of heavy snow across the mountain ranges too. It's very, very difficult to forecast mountain range snowfall, but there is going to be a lot of snow for you guys as well. So it's not just the plains, it's not just the north here that's expecting this, but that's kind of what we're looking at. So overall, like I said, we have really got to be watching out for this event here. I mean, it's going to be impacting most of the country here. Most of the country. And like I said, all these areas is highlighted. That's kind of what we're talking about. Now, there is a threat for severe storms. And I'm going to go ahead and show you that here really quickly. We're going to go ahead and bring up the Storm Prediction Center. I'm going to keep that on my main screen. So let's go ahead and switch scenes over here for a minute, guys, because I want to show you something. Okay, so here's the Storm Prediction Center. This is our threat here for today, or sorry, for tomorrow. Nothing going on today. There's nothing going on either, so no big concerns. But look at this. Here for Wednesday, the beginning of this event here, we got ourselves a threat for severe weather. Essentially, here for portions of like northern Texas. Obviously, there for like areas of like northern Texas or northeastern Texas. Areas here essentially for areas, such as southeastern Oklahoma, cutting through a lot of Arkansas, and moving through southwestern areas here of Tennessee. So right there, cutting through areas of Memphis too. A lot of basically northern and northwestern portions of Mississippi too, and northern Louisiana. So there we go. So what I did for you guys is I kind of drew you a map, right? This is what we're doing here. So we're gonna go ahead and bring you back over here to the map. So this is what we're looking at. So there we go. So that's our main map we just drew here. So the ice is expected here, the rain's expected here, the severe storms are across the yellow. That's where the risk is. And of course we have ourselves a lot of snow for the west and for the north. So definitely keep that in mind, guys. That's the big map. That's the big lookout here, okay? And like I said, some of these areas here could be seeing maybe 1-2 feet of snow, maybe a little bit more. Locally could be possible, that's definitely a big possibility. Also portions of like the north, the far upper northeast, like northern Vermont, northern New Hampshire, portions of Maine, that right there, that's kind of showing a little bit more snowfall, perhaps up to a foot. Let's see here. Amber Mary with a $2 super chat. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it. Let's see. You have a question asking how much snow is predicted for Wisconsin there for that zip code. All right, we got you. Yeah, we're going to go, since I just talked about everything, we're going to go ahead and start zooming on into the zip codes and the personal forecast, because I know you guys have a lot of questions here whenever it comes to that. So we're going to go ahead and minimize that view. But anyways, let me go ahead and pull this up here. Let's go ahead and see the zip code. So you want me to take a look here at 54981. This is across portions of Waupaca, Wisconsin. Basically, let's see here. This is okay, this is just south of Wassaw, right? Relatively south, yep, relatively south of Wassaw. Not too far from Wassaw. So anyway, so here's kind of what we're looking at here. So we're going to switch back over here to the forecast models. We're going to zoom in locally for Wisconsin. We're going to basically take off of, we're going to kind of take off of a reference here for like Wassaw region and, Oshkosh, I think that's how you say that. So we're going to take basically the reference between those two areas to obviously estimate what your snowfall could be here. Anyways, but first of all, we'll take a look here at the European model. Like I said, we can't just look at one model. So like I said, we're going to have to watch out for this, okay? So overall, let's see here. So the European model supports for you, my friend, potentially a lot of snow. And we're kind of talking, and honestly, maybe perhaps 1 to 2 feet of snow being possible, according to the European model. There's a big cutoff here. You can see how right here towards Oshkosh, it's a little over a foot, near 1.5 feet, and not too far up to the north, it easily goes up to towards a foot there, kind of towards like Stevens Point, Wassaw region. So according to the European model, 1 to 2 feet is possible. The GFS, the American model's opinion on this, however, honestly, maybe a little bit less, but still. Definitely looks pretty strong. So we're definitely talking over a foot here, maybe about 1.5 feet, maybe 1.5 feet to, that's kind of what we're expecting. Maybe about 1 foot to 1.5 feet, according to the American GFS here, right? So then we move over here to the NAM model. Except we now have some mid-range model support, which is some good news. Here specifically for you, according to the NAM model, not as much. You can see how it is drastically different. Okay, this one kind of shows anywhere from about 6 to 12 inches, so kind of 1/2 foot to a foot. So I'm going to have to roll right now. We'll also finish this off here at the blend of models for you. I'm going to have to roll with the possibility, I mean, it looks like those totals are going down a bit. I'm going to say 8 to 12 inches. Seems to be pretty possible. Both the major models, ECMWF and the GFS, supports over a foot easily. The NAM model does not. The blend of models does not. So, it's a little bit iffy. You're kind of on a big seesaw right now. A lot of snow, not much snow. A lot of snow, not much snow. So, as the days go on, and like I said, this is going to start Wednesday and move through Thursday, right? So, as the days go on, like I said, we are going to end up giving you guys periodic updates. I think tomorrow is going to be our last update because tomorrow is Tuesday. So that is that. Okay, so for Tuesday, it's going to be our last update. So remind me, and we'll relook at these locations here. But overall, like I said, honestly, maybe 8 to 12 inches. Kind of seems possible for you. We'll see how that goes. Also, yeah, ice accumulations is really not expected for you. Hardly much of anything, if even any at all. Less than 1/10 of an inch, nothing to worry about. Absolutely. But that's for you, my friend. That's kind of, that's kind of what we're talking about. Once again, thank you so much for the donation there, Amber. Greatly appreciated. Let's see here. Blake Snyder wants me to take a look here at 48829. Got you covered here, my friend. So let's go ahead and see exactly where this is at here. I'm going to pull up on my fancy little area. This is for Michigan. Okay, this is right here towards Edmore, north of Lansing, south of Mount Pleasant. Got you covered. So let's keep. We're going to switch over here towards Michigan. Said north of Lansing, south of Mount Pleasant. So you're right in here, my friend. Right there, this is the forecast area. We're going to go ahead and draw a nice big X for right around where you're at, okay? So that's the forecast area. Anyway, starting off here with the European model, as we did the last time. According to the ECMWF, the European model here, whenever it comes to snowfall, you're on a very, very sharp, what we call a gradient line, essentially. So basically what that is we are seeing here, I'm going to actually bring up the last model here. What that is areas north of you shows a decent amount of snow, but areas far to the south really starts to drop off. Like I said, a gradient meaning a big steep change in values here. And you can see that, how probably 30 miles to your south, how it just ramps off to near nothing. Lansing, while Lansing's talking about maybe 1 to 3 inches, areas here towards Mount Pleasant, a good 40, 50 miles north, shows like 9 inches. So you see how there's a big gradient here. So that makes, that makes forecasting very difficult, okay? But anyways, according to the European model, we're kind of talking, maybe upwards of, 6 to 10 inches. I know it kind of shows maybe a little bit more, but I'm going to say 6 to 10 inches seems to be quite possible, okay? So keep that one in mind. So 6 to 10 inches according to the European model here. The American GFS is very crazy, and you can see how it's very glitchy here, right? You have like this big random wall. Obviously, that's not natural, and that's not how the snow is going to fall. It's not going to make a very, very solid rectangle right there. It's not going to happen. But still, the values nearby is kind of ranging maybe 6 to 10 inches. I know locally it gets a little higher, maybe up towards a foot, but 6 to 10 inches is kind of what I'm rolling with the GFS here. Now, over to the NAM model. The opinion from the NAM model, you notice, really nothing. Yeah, really not much of anything is expected here. So that's kind of what we're looking at, right? So hardly much of anything is expected here, okay? So keep that one in mind, okay? So that's that. Maybe up to an inch. Once again, like I said, really not that much. Which kind of brings that down a little bit. Now, the blend of models, like I said, the one I'm really going to look at here has you right on that line. Once again, that very, very sharp gradient line. North of you gets around, maybe 3 to 5 inches. South of you gets maybe 1 to 3. So I'm going to put you right in between. I'm going to say probably 3 to 6 inches. Could be possible. So keep that in mind, okay? So that's that. So that's what we're looking at. So maybe 3 to 8 inches, or sorry, 3 to 6 inches seems very, very possible for you. However, there is bad concerns regarding some ice potentially for you. So like I said, between Lansing and Mount Pleasant, we're talking a very big ice concern for you. And like I said, Michigan is going to be like the most impacted state here with this. Now, this is saying here maybe up to 1/2 of an inch of ice is possible. Which, yes, ice is much worse than snow. That's for sure. GFS model is very aggressive. A lot of the major models are very aggressive. You know, it's mostly south. For you, not so bad. According to the GFS, the European model, the last one we're going to look at here, is showing a lot. So the ice is kind of hopping up and down right now. It's kind of up for grabs, essentially. So there's really not enough information on that right now. But ice does seem to be a very big concern. So watch out, once again, maybe 3 to 6 inches of snowfall, and perhaps maybe a couple tenths of an inch of ice. Overall, seems possible. But anyways, that's that here. Let's see here. James Martin asks, can I check out for 73533? Yeah, of course. Absolutely. Like I said, if I skip over your guys', I'm not trying to skip over them, but like I said, I'm just trying to keep up with the chat here as well. But yeah, of course, James, we can take a look here for you, my friend. So let's go ahead and do such right now. So let's see. So this is for 73533. This is in Oklahoma. This is right here on the far south areas of Oklahoma. So you, my friend, are right here towards Duncan. That's kind of what we're forecasting for. All right, so let's go ahead and do this. So obviously I have some good news for you, and we're probably not going to spend a lot of time on here. There's no snow or ice expected for you. So that's obviously some good or bad news if you like snow or not. Not expecting anything. Yep. We're going through time, not expecting anything, which is definitely good. However, there's going to be the possibility of a bit of rainfall out of this here. You obviously can kind of see here for you, maybe about 1/4 to 1/2 an inch is possible. According to the blend here, kind of taking that mixed opinion, a bunch of models kind of mashed them together. Yeah, maybe 1/4 to 1/2 inch of rain. Now, the Storm Prediction Center right now does not have any risk for you regarding severe weather. That's mostly to your east. I mean, you're kind of right there on that line. A few rumbles of thunder could be possible. A few rumbles of thunder theoretically could be possible. But I don't think it's going to turn into anything severe for you. So keep that in mind. Overall, I think you're good. Okay? Gotcha. Anyways, but that's there for you. Let's see here. Let's see. Temp and weather for Maryland, says Cyclone. All right, we'll take a quick little glimpse here of Maryland real quickly. So, with this system here, you know, honestly, really not much expected. I hate to say it, but yeah, really not much too much expected out of this system here. Maybe a little bit of rain could be possible. You know, a few tenths of an inch, kind of max here. Anything winter weather related, like say if you're wondering about ice or snow or anything like that, not really. That's far down the line. Don't go off of that. But for this system, not really. No, you're pretty good. Same thing for snowfall. Yeah, really not expected to see hardly much of anything here. According to the blend here, though, it shows like 1/10 of an inch for some reason. You know, kind of just driving through these regions here, which is definitely pretty crazy. Let's see here. Cheryl with a $20 super chat. Oh, thank you so much. Greatly appreciated. Cheryl, that's super sweet of you. Saying, "Sigh, I want snow, not ice." Yeah, I hear ya. I definitely hear ya. Like I said, obviously, you know, ice is very bad. Ice is very impactful. And like I said, you know, ice is very impactful, and snow essentially is, you know, kind of more of a prettier thing. Yeah, ice is not so pretty. I mean, it looks pretty, but it's not pretty. It's really not. But Cheryl, thank you so much for that. It's super sweet of you. And yeah, thank you so much for that. Greatly appreciated. Definitely means a lot to us. It really helps us out. Thank you. But anyways, like I said, once again, you guys, if you have anything you want me to take a look at here, then I will be here for you. Got you covered, my friends. Let's see. James says, "Cool. Thank you so much. No problem. I hate snow and ice. It kills my work." Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, definitely working out and that stuff is a little brutal, huh? Aw, James here with a $10 super chat. Thank you, guys. Cheryl, James, you guys rock. Thank you for supporting us. That's super nice of you. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. James, as well as Cheryl, thank you, guys. Super sweet of you. Super, super sweet. And once again, like I said, it goes to everybody. If you have any questions, on what's going on here, like I said, obviously, feel free to let me know. If there's a specific zip code you want me to take a look at, guys, like I said, we're probably going to be here for a little bit today. We've already been here for over a half hour, so I'm planning to push this live stream maybe an hour or two, just to continue to give you guys updates here on this. So once again, if you have any areas you want me to look at, hey, feel free to let me know. But once again, James, Cheryl, you guys rock. Thank you so much, you guys. Obviously, Proxy too. Thank you, guys. Let's see here. Yeah, once again, James. It's just now. It's a little delayed, but thank you so much. Let's see here. So, have I covered Chicago area already? I have not covered Chicago, which we should, because Chicago is kind of on a really odd area right now. So here's Chicago. We'll go and zoom in as soon as my slow internet wants to load here. Anyways, we have the GFS model regarding the snowfall. Okay, so obviously that's kind of the thing we're looking at. So Chicago's up there, by the way. You can see -0. I don't even think -0 is a thing. Anyways, we track way down here in time. According to this system here, according to the GFS here, like I said, obviously we got to take a look at a few of them. According to the GFS, we're talking literally less than an inch, maybe kind of a trace to a dusting being possible. Which, like I said, that's kind of a thing to look at, but not really much of an impactor. However, what was that? That was the GFS. Okay, now the European model here. Let's see the European model. Let's see. We're gonna have to track down to the latest, the previous model, because that one doesn't go as far up to the storm here. Yeah, honestly, really not much of anything. So from what it looks like, there's not going to be much of any impacts regarding any of that. However, let's see. For ice accumulations, that looks quite possible. Mostly north of Chicago. That's the European model. Let's see. The GFS. I remember that one was shifted slightly south here. Let's see. Yeah, look. Chicago is really impacted by ice according to the GFS, the American model. So that's something we're just going to need to watch out for. Let's try the American NAM model. Not really much. It's really only the GFS that's supporting that. Let's try one last model, and that's going to be the blend here. Kind of taking mixed model opinions here. Chicago, yeah. I mean, it shows maybe a little bit of ice here, maybe a little bit, but really nothing much. I mean, wouldn't be very, very, very impactful. Yeah, snowfall less than an inch, probably less than a half an inch. Yeah, probably nothing too crazy here. But anyways, let's see. So like I said, if I accidentally skip over your guys' forecast here, or zip code, I'm not trying to, guys. I'm just trying to keep up here with everything. Let's see here. Moo with $1 super chat. Oh, thank you so much there. Greatly appreciated. Let's see here. Anyways, we're gonna move on down here. So next up, we have ourselves Robin Jones. Really quickly, I'm gonna take a look at it. I'm gonna try to speed things up a little bit so we can get through more people. Okay. But like I said, if I accidentally skip over yours, then just repost it after a few minutes, if I do not do that. Anyways, Alliance, Ohio. This is right here on the eastern side of Ohio. Across the regions, we're going to go ahead and zoom into Ohio here. So Alliance, let's see. Alliance is right next to Canton. Right there. So we're going to go off of Canton here, basically. You're nearby. So according to the snowfall, obviously, okay, this goes for Proxy too. Let's see, because I actually did see a comment that Proxy just wrote saying that, well, please provide more info for northeastern Ohio. Okay, so this goes for Proxy and Robin, okay? So all my friends and viewers who are here in Ohio, listen up. So overall, I'm just going to do an Ohio state thing, okay? So we're going to go ahead and talk about that. So the European model here with the snowfall. First thing we're going to talk about is the snowfall really quickly. Hopefully this covers a lot of people's questions. Anyways, we track our way down here in time. We're going to go ahead and actually drop down to that previous run. Does not go out far enough for the storm. Anyways, we track our way down in time here, really not showing much of anything. This does show, Proxy, for you, maybe a small little dusting, perhaps less than an inch. That's kind of what is expected here, right? So kind of a little bit less than an inch here. So nothing too much here. When it comes to ice accumulations, according to the European model, some areas in the far, far northwestern areas possibly could see a little bit of ice. It's possible. Now the GFS, the American model, the American GFS here, is supporting the possibility of a little bit of snow. Once again, maybe not that much, but well, this one shows that this is a secondary storm, so ignore that for now. But for the main Thursday and for the main Wednesday, Thursday, Friday storm here, yeah, not expected to see hardly anything. Okay, so keep that in mind there. And with the ice accumulations here out of the GFS, overall, the north could be impacted. You know, both the European model and the GFS does support very far northwestern Ohio being impacted here. Now, the last thing we're going to do here for Ohio, we're going to take a look here over at the total snowfall, right? We're going to take a look here at the overall snowfall accumulation out of this event here. And as you can see, basically at most a dusting, essentially, at most. So nothing much. Ice accumulations here, according to this here, once again, far northwestern Ohio seems to be the targeted area. Maybe up to 1/10 of an inch on the far, I mean, literally the top counties in far northwestern Ohio. I don't know the names of the counties because I'm not from these regions, but the very, very far northwestern counties, according to Blend here and what the other models were suggesting, does show the possibility there of maybe a little bit of ice accumulation. That's about all. But for you, Proxy, for you, Robin, you're looking pretty good. Not much impacts. Yep, you're good. No severe weather or anything like that either, if you're wondering. Anyways, let's see here. Next up, we got ourselves lefties saying 49055. Look at it for total ice accumulations. Thanks. No problem, lefty. So, here we go. So, this is for areas in Michigan. This is for areas in Gobles. Like I said, this is obviously, yeah, Michigan. Oh, yeah. You're in the south area towards Pine Grove. So, that's kind of one of the areas that's going to be the most impacted here. We're going to go off near Kalamazoo for your location since you're in the far southwestern. You're basically just west of Kalamazoo, so you're kind of right around in here. However, so here we go. So you just wanted the ice accumulations. Yeah, I mean, snow is not going to be that much of a problem for you. However, ice will. So here for the European model, look at this. Maybe a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch. And like I said, really anything over 1/10, 2/10 of an inch, that's very impactful. And if this plays out, this is an ice storm. This is a straight up nightmare. Like I said, I'm not trying to scare you, but I'm just letting you know this is not very friendly, okay? So keep that one in mind. So keep an eye on that one. Once again, maybe a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch being possible there, according to the ice accumulations. That was the European. The American model here supports kind of the same thing. Actually, maybe a little bit more. Maybe near 3/4 of an inch to an inch possible. And of course, we have the NAM model. This is the more mid-range, the more closer range model here. This one is really odd because this one shows that ice line pushed way further up north, towards like Grand Rapids, which is not what the major models had to say. So that's kind of a little bit of an outcast, I guess. But the one we're going to really look at here for right now is the blend of models, and this one does show over 1/10 of an inch being expected. So keep that one in mind. At least 1/10 of an inch is expected for you. Okay, so keep that in mind. That would definitely still cause some impact. So you're going to want to watch out for some ice, my friend. Make sure you have everything prepared by Wednesday and Thursday, because that's when the big thing's going to be happening here. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and scroll down. I'm going to go ahead and scroll down all the way down to the bottom of this, to the bottom of the, like I said, the very bottom of the chat here. So if I accidentally skip over your guys' area, once again, don't take that personally, okay? Because like I said, I'm trying to keep up with everybody. I want to keep up with the latest chat here and everything like that. Anyways. But let's see here. Let's see. Dayton, Ohio getting any snow or ice. Like I said, probably not much. Crystal, hardly anything at all. Like I said, Ohio we just looked at, really not expecting much at all. Except here in the far northwestern areas. The very far northwestern areas here. Anyways, but let's see here. Leah, thanks, Andrew. Says proxy, no problem. Let's see here. 49805. Michigan, please. No problem. Yeah, I got you covered here, my friend. Let's go ahead and see. We're going to go ahead and switch over here to the regions. Going to pull up this area. This is in Michigan. This is called Alouis. I don't know how you pronounce that, essentially. This is actually for the upper state of Michigan, like the northern areas. Is this near Houghton? Because it kind of took me to the water. We're going to go off of Houghton for this one. Yeah, we're going to bring you up to the upper state of Michigan here. So you're kind of, let me redo that real quickly. Let's see if we can get this up. Let's see, I'm trying to figure this out here for you. Let's see, because like I said, obviously the program I'm using on my other screen is, let's see. Okay, so it kind of brings me in like right around in here. So I'm going to go off of Houghton if that's okay. Is that close to where you're at there? Anyways, but let's see. So obviously snow is going to be your main concern, right? So the European model here, we're going to go off of the Kashira ratio, since it's going to be a lot of cold air involved here. But look at this. We track our way down in time with this system. Oh, yeah. No, you're going to get a lot of snow there, my friend. Let's see. We're going to track the latest model here. So according to the European model, like I said, we got to take a look at a few of them here. Like I said, obviously, we're going to look in here. So maybe over a foot looks very likely. Okay, so keep that in mind. So over a foot definitely looks very, very likely here. Oh, it's Houghton. Okay, gotcha. Sorry about that. But yeah, so there for Houghton, we're talking over a foot of snow according to the European model here. The American GFS on the other side supports even more. Look at that. According to this, it shows nearly... Wow, that's a very steep drop off. So look at this. So basically not far south, it goes up to 2 feet. I don't know how much I trust that. I'm going to stick with, you know, once again, I'm probably just going to go with maybe one... Yeah, maybe a foot to a foot and a half according to between those models, kind of the average point there from what the models tend to say. We got the NAM model, which is obviously the short range model here. It does show over a foot. Like I said, it does show over a foot here. Okay, so that's that. Okay, but anyways, but that's kind of what we're looking at. You know, that is kind of what we're seeing here according to that. Now, lastly, the blend of models. Okay. Like I said, obviously, lastly, the blend of models here supports right there over a foot. So I would expect, honestly, I'd say probably 10 to 14 inches. Looks quite possible, you know. But that's that. That is, you know, that's kind of what we are kind of looking at there. Anyways, but let's see here. Let me see here. We have ourselves, let's see, self-care. Taking it personally, really. Like I said, don't take it personally if I accidentally skip over yours. I'm not skipping it on purpose, guys. I'm not. I'm just trying to keep up with the chat with everybody, you know. But I'll try. I'm trying my best. But I know you, self-care. I got you covered. Obviously, I know your area is going to be very impacted, so let's go over to Minnesota for you. Anyway, so according to the European model here, when it comes to the European, yeah, we're talking literally, yeah, over maybe near 1-2 feet of snow. Looks very possible. European model, let's see. Yeah, European model shows really near 2 feet being possible. Right there at that line. The American GFS model supports well over that. So maybe 2.5 feet according to the GFS. Let's see here. So the NAM model, the North American one, supports maybe 1.5 feet, or sorry, maybe 2.5 feet. I mean, the blend here supports 18 inches. Wow. So I'm going to have to roll with the possibility of about, like I said, obviously between what the average point has to say, be on the lookout for about 1.5 to 2 feet. That's kind of the range there. So obviously they're 1.5 feet being, what is that? What does that have to be? 18 inches, right? 18 to 24 inches. Kind of seems to be your range there, my friend. Anyways, but that's that. That's kind of what we are... That's what we're looking at. So obviously there's really no ice concerns, right? There's really no ice concerns there. But anyways, but that's that. Let's see here. We're going to scroll down to the bottom. Let's see here. Donald says, what is 46128 looking like, please? All right. Yeah, I got you covered here. So let's see. We're going to go and bring up the zip code reader here, which is basically just another weather program I use. You can see it right there. That's my weather program. So what I do is I have zip code, pulls out Indiana. It brings me over to that region. This is just southwest of Indianapolis, right here between Greenwood and Terre Haute. However you pronounce that region. Okay, well, let's bring this back over here. We don't need that in the view. So you said, okay, that's west of Indianapolis. So I can tell you what. So those areas there, you know, obviously you're kind of, you know, you're kind of right in here. You're between these regions here. So whenever it comes to snowfall, yeah, you're far enough south to where no snow is a big concern at all. However, when it comes to ice accumulations, yeah, kind of the same thing. So you're not really expecting anything, no severe weather either. There is one thing I want to mention to you, though, and that's the possibility of some gusty winds. Now, this is something we have not really mentioned in this live stream yet, but there is a lot of gusty wind potential, and you can actually see it crossing right over Indianapolis, okay? So we're talking nearly 30 to potentially 40 miles an hour. Look at this. This is for the 23rd, so this is obviously for Thursday. This is on the big day, right? This is on the big day. Look at that. We're talking 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts being possible. It is, it's definitely pretty crazy. Let's see. You say Terre Haute? Oh, okay. Well, thank you guys for fixing my pronunciation here. Like I said, I'm very, very bad when it comes to United States, United States territory names. It's just really weird. You know, so some of these town names, some of these city and town names are just really weird. You know, it's not just Indiana. It's not just those regions. I mean, it's every state has some weird names. I mean, seriously, it's just really crazy. Anyways, let's see here. Let's see. Marcus says this is some cold temps and light fluffy snow. Do I agree? Yes, especially for the north. It's going to be very, very fluffy snow. So basically, I'm gonna go and do a little explanation here. So what basically splits fluffy snow from heavy or wet snow is basically if the temperatures are below freezing from the top of the atmosphere to the bottom. If they're below freezing the whole way down, it's gonna be fluffy. If there's some break in temperatures where it's above average temperature, or right at that freezing point to where it can melt slightly, but not all the way before it falls, that's when it's the heavy snow. That's when it's a very good compacting stuff. The fluffy stuff, this is all going to be like a lot of fluffy stuff. Until it starts melting, and once it starts melting, it's going to compact and become the hard snow. That's really good for snowballs and stuff. But anyways, that's kind of what we're looking at there. So yes, it will be that fluffy stuff for a lot of people in the north, which is good because it's not as heavy, but it's still heavy. it's not fun, either way. But anyways, let's see here. Crystal says 84761 for Moo. All right, let's see here. So let's move over. Get it? Very bad jokes. Anyway, so this is for Utah. This is a Harrowin. Utah. This is basically just northeast of St. George. Okay, so let's see. So you're for that region. In Utah, according to the blend here, it's very difficult, very, very odd. So yeah, very gusty winds is probably going to be expected here. However, when it comes to winter weather here, let's see, total snowfall. I tell you what, though, there is a lot of mountainous snowfall being possible between those regions. Let's see, you said this is for near Cedar City. I mean, according to, dude, it's such a big drastic change in snowfall accumulations. This is the blend of models too. Depending on what elevation she's at, if she's high or if she's low up in the mountains. If she's high in the elevations, you're probably going to get a lot of heavy snow, or she is. If you're in the lower elevations, then a lot less, right, essentially. So that's kind of that's kind of the thing here. So it's the elevation does a very big difference on snow accumulations and stuff like that. So like I said, keep that in mind. It's really unknown, to be honest with you. It's very difficult to forecast. I need to know like a specific elevation in order to like specifically be able to somewhat get a range. I mean, look at this. Like I said, right there towards Cedar City, you see how it goes from like literally like not much to like 30 inches in a matter of like 10, 15 miles or so. Moose says she's in high. Wow. Okay. So yeah. So she's gonna be dealing with a lot of heavy snowfall potentially. Let's see. Ryan here with a $5 super chat. Ryan, thank you so much for that, my man. Greatly appreciate it. Saying 19 inches of fluffy snow with a 50-mile-an-hour wind is going to be dangerous. Absolutely, Ryan. Well, once again, if there's anything we can do for you, please let me know. And once again, thank you so much, Ryan. That's super, super nice. Thank you, guys. Yeah, all of you guys, thank you so much for supporting the channel. You guys absolutely rock. Greatly appreciated. See, elevation is 6,017 feet. Gotcha. So that, yeah, honestly, probably over a foot. Yeah, looks very, very possible there. Let's see here. You says this channel is great. Glad I found it. Oh, thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it. It means a lot. Let's see here. We got ourselves. Let's see. Case says how much for 56364. Once again, Ryan, thank you so much, my man. Greatly appreciate it. For Case, so you want me to take a look here? 56364. All right, let's see here. So this is for regions near. Let's see. This is in Minnesota. Let's see. This is right here northeast of Little Falls. Right? Oh, okay. You're north of, you're basically north of St. Cloud. Gotcha. So, as you may know, yeah, I mean, Minnesota is going to be like the heaviest impacted state. Like I said, the heaviest impacted state here with snowfall. So we're going to start off here with the European model here. Like I said, obviously getting all the opinions we possibly can here. Do Kashira ratio since it's all going to be fluffy stuff. However, here towards St. Cloud, right? That's what we were talking about. So you drop south of that. We're going to bring down the model there. There we go. Okay, so towards St. Cloud region, we're talking, honestly, about a foot and a half to 2 feet looks possible. Honestly, I'd roll 1 to 2 feet with the ECMWF across those areas. The GFS, like I said, the latest info in the GFS here shows a little bit less, maybe at 1.5 feet to slightly 2 feet more to the south. But for you specifically, I'd say 1 foot to 1.5, 1.5 feet. The American NAM model, like I said, obviously the more higher resolution model here shows that area being very impacted. So, yeah, this is where the bullseye happens on the NAM model for you, kind of showing anywhere from, once again, maybe 2 to near 2.5 feet, which I would not go off of that since all the models, other ones we just looked at, did not support that, okay? So keep that in mind. But the blend here overall, like I said, overall, the blend here overall, my friend, kind of talks just right there near a foot being possible. So I'm gonna have to say, honestly, maybe 8 to 12 inches according to the blend here, but I'm gonna go with a little more for you. I'm gonna say nearly a foot, maybe a foot to 1.5 feet looks quite possible. So anywhere from 12 to 18 inches. That's what I think. That is, like I said, that's kind of what I think is gonna happen here. Anyways, let's see here. Okay, let's see here. DVCVC wants me to take a look here at 70065. Thanks, no problem. Let's see here. So for you, my friend, let's see. This is across areas of Louisiana. I can already tell you something. You're not going to get any snow down there. This is in New Orleans, okay? Your thing is, let's see. There is a severe weather risk just north of you, not for your area. For northern Louisiana, there's a risk there, but for you specifically, not. I don't even know if you're going to get much of any precipitation out of this event here. I don't think yet. Honestly, no. You're looking fine, my friend. You're not supposed to get really anything at all out of this. It's going to be pretty dry, too, for you. The winds out of this event here, though, I don't know if they're going to be very strong. They look a little strong here, actually, yeah. So look at that. So here for Wednesday, we're looking at potential winds here maybe near 30 to 40 miles an hour. Gusts. Once again, this is what the winds could get up to. So it looks pretty windy. It looks pretty Wednesday. It looks pretty windy for Wednesday. Get it? Wednesday? Wind? Okay, that's really bad. Anyways, but like I said, look out for maybe 30, 40 mile an hour wind gusts could be possible. That's a blend model, so that's just mixed opinions here. But that's that. That's kind of what we're looking at. Thank you so much. No problem. No problem at all. Let's see here. Hack says, don't forget to give a like and share. This bad storm, we need it to warn others. Absolutely. Hack, thank you so much. Like I said, if you guys have not already, consider hitting that subscribe button. Greatly appreciated. Can't wait to go snow mobiling. Oh, snow mobiling. I don't know what I was thinking there. I don't know what I was thinking. Anyways, that's pretty funny. Nora says, hi, Andrew. What's the possibility of flight disruptions from Jackson Home, Wyoming to Madison, Wisconsin on Thursday and Friday? Thanks. Okay, so Friday, the storm's going to be out, so obviously, yeah, Fridays, the impacts are going to be dealt with. And Thursdays, they're going to be happening from Wyoming to Wisconsin. Let's see here. So we're going to, okay, yeah, Wisconsin, that's kind of a big thing here. So you're landing in Madison, if I'm correct, right? Madison, Wisconsin. That's where you're landing. Let me see here. So we're going to go ahead and look up Madison, Wisconsin. We're going to see what's going on down there for the time being. Let's see, Madison, Wisconsin. This is right up in, okay, this is in the far southern side of Wisconsin here. So this is this. So let me see. So for the European model, whenever it comes to the activity, so there's Madison down there, you can see it. Whenever it comes to the snow accumulations for those areas, you're right there on a strong gradient line. Like I said, what that basically means is that not far to your north, there's a lot of snow. Not far to your south, there's hardly any at all. So that's kind of the big thing here. You're right there on a very difficult area to forecast for. So it looks like that there's going to be a decent amount of snow on the ground here for Thursday. Like I said, it's going to be falling mostly here on Wednesday and Thursday, kind of late Wednesday kicking through Thursday essentially, which is definitely definitely pretty crazy. So that's that. Once again, that is that. Anyways, but like I said, with that going on and all of that fun stuff, that's essentially what we are that's essentially what we are looking at here. Whenever it comes to ice, though, like I said, obviously ice is a very nasty thing to deal with here, right? So whenever it comes to ice accumulations, according to the European model, we're talking maybe 1/2 of an inch, which that would be very impactful, right? The American GFS does not show as much ice. However, with the snowfall accumulations here for your location, yeah, honestly, kind of the same as with the European model. Kind of showing maybe 3 to 5 inches. But once again, that could definitely change here. Let's see here. Rob, with a Category 5 membership, Holy cow, dude. Rob, thank you so much, dude. That is greatly appreciated. If you don't know, Category 5 membership is like the top tier. I think you're like the first Category 5 member, Rob. Dude, thank you so much there, Rob. Greatly appreciated. Yeah, huge shout out goes to Rob for that. That is awesome. Thank you so much, dude. Like, I don't think you realize how much that means to me. Rob, guys, thank you. Huge shout out goes to Rob, Ryan, Moo, James, Cheryl, Amber, Jenny, obviously. You guys, thank you so much. Courtney donated before. Also, Proxy, guys, thank you so much. You guys absolutely rock. Thank you so much. That is super, super generous, my friend. Thank you. But like I said, yeah, for basically southern Wisconsin, we do got to be watching out for it. Absolutely. Let's see here. BBQ barbecue snow cones? What? Ew, that's... What is that, barbecue sauce on this? That's just gross. I don't like that. Anyways, though. Do I see a forecast of 24-inch in the Twin Cities? Appreciate it. So, Kevin, they're towards Minneapolis region. Like I said, we've been watching. That's kind of like the most impacted areas. Like I said, that's kind of, the most impacted zone tier. If we switch back over here to the models, I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about here, right? So, they're towards Minneapolis. Look at this. Areas here south, towards, Minneapolis region. We're talking over a foot, right, being possible, over a foot here. So keep that in mind according to GFS. Now, once again, you cannot just trust one model, so that's why we're taking a look at the European one as well. European model, though, also agrees, maybe near 2 feet. Now, when the NAM model comes through, once again, maybe near 2 feet being possible. But the blend of models really downs that maybe to near 20 inches. Honestly, I'm going to have to say maybe a foot and a half to 2 feet is looking quite probable. So that's that. Let's see here. Let's see. Leanna Love says, how bad is Ohio? Ohio's not really expected to get much out of this, Leanna, which is good news. Except if you're in the far, very, very top left counties of Ohio. If you're basically in these counties up here, I don't know the names of them, right here towards like areas north, Bowling Green and northwest here of Ohio, that is where we are seeing the potential of maybe a little bit of ice accumulations, which I mean could have some impacts here. But we got to watch that track because, obviously that can shift down. It can shift up, it can shift down. Obviously, yeah, it can go from there and there. But anyways, that's, that is that. Absolutely. That is definitely that. Let's see here. Kevin says, okay, thank you, no problem. Let's see, what's with New York City tomorrow? Let's see. So New York City, we're going to bring this up here to the region nearby. So New York City is right here. Whenever it comes to ice... I'm not expecting anything here. When it comes to snowfall, hardly anything at all. There's a bit of precipitation here. If we switch back over to the main radar right now, you can actually see on my right-hand screen there, right there, there's New York. It looks like there's a bit of precipitation, mostly in the form of rain from what it appears to be moving across the regions. The weather radio just said there's winter storm warnings. That's something we should probably talk about, those active warnings in effect here. Let's see. We're gonna pull that up. Yeah, that's something we have not looked at really. Let's look at those warnings here. Holy cow. Okay, so they're just now starting to issue winter storm warnings here. Oh my gosh. All right, guys, look at this. This is pretty nuts. So all of these pink areas you see, these are all winter storm warnings, basically meaning that very heavy impacts in winter weather is expected. This blue color right here, this is obviously winter storm watches, meaning you got to watch out for possible warnings to be issued. Winter weather advisory showing that some impacts are expected. But yeah, they actually brought those winter storm warnings for those areas in the heaviest expectancies. Yeah, obviously, because the confidence is so high. The confidence is high here for areas of central and south central Minnesota, which is crazy. But I actually want to take this view to the National Weather Service here. I want to see more specifically what the Weather Service has to say for those areas. Let's see. Winter storm warning. Look at this. So here's the text here. We're gonna bring this over to my other screen for a second for those main warnings there. We're gonna take that right here. I don't even know if you guys can see that. Let's see here. Holy cow! Look at this. So, okay, here we go. Winter storm watch remains in effect for portions of central and southern Minnesota. Additional accumulating snow will arrive the main Wednesday afternoon, requiring an upgrade of the winter storm watch. Look at this. A winter storm warning is now in effect for portions of western and southern Minnesota. Listen up. Forecast confidence is high that 4 to 7 inches will snow will fall Tuesday night to Wednesday morning with initial round of snow. That's the first round. Then the big round's going to move through. Look at this. So after that, it talks about snow will lighten up Wednesday morning, but then widespread heavy snow will develop later on Wednesday afternoon as the main storm arrives. The main storm is expected to bring near an additional foot of snow to most locations. Let's see here. Yeah, Minnesota may see blizzard conditions as well. They do mention that. Higher amounts being possible. Blah, blah, blah. So like I said, obviously, yeah, blizzard conditions is very likely. So like I said, with the heavy amount of snow, a couple feet being possible, plus on top of that, with all those really heavy winds that we're talking about here too, yeah, it's going to be nasty. Like I said, obviously, blowing snow is not really good. Is this igloo snow or powder? This is flying. This is actually more of the powdery stuff. This is going to be more of the powdery stuff for those colder areas up north. Yeah, absolutely. But as it starts to melt a little bit, then it's going to change. Let's see here. Moose says, my mom says Wednesday and Thursday are showing she's going to get over a foot of snow. That's what I was saying. Yeah, for those upper elevations, definitely looks very, very possible. Absolutely. For sure. And like I said, something I do want to show you guys here, once again, is the satellite view. This is the current view across the atmosphere of what's currently kicking. Like I said, we have a big area of high pressure that's located right here on that big, kind of orange area that's showing dry air, essentially. Here's the United States, obviously, and look at this. With this big old jet of moisture driving its way into the country. It's basically just like pouring into the United States. And that, my friends, is the big event. That is all that moisture that's going to be associated with all that crazy snowfall. Little low pressure system right here that's actually driving a lot of moisture across the south, too. So that's that. I get to use my snowblower. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, you're going to have to bring out your snowblower, that's for sure. Let's see here. Caden wants me to take a look here at a zip code. Let's see, this is for Sioux Center, Iowa. Let's see here. So, for these areas towards Lamar's, as we've determined, let's see. According to the snowfall, yeah, well, I mean, nothing too crazy is expected, but I mean, a decent amount of snow. I call it it looks pretty decent. The ECMWF shows about, maybe 4 to 8 inches being possible. According to this here, ice accumulations out of this here, according to the European, seems to be just south of you, so not a big problem. So once again, 4 to 8 inches according to the ECMWF. No sleet or freezing rain for you either on the American. Wow. Now the GFS here shows over a foot being possible. So a big, very broad difference. Very, very broad difference here. The NAM model, on the other hand, does not show much, maybe 3 to 5 inches. But the blend here, the one we're going to go off of, kind of shows, maybe around, once again, maybe around a half a foot being possible. I'm going to have to go 4 to 8 inches for you, kind of what it seems to be. I put that average point, give a little bit of wiggle room from what the expectancy, the average point is. That's kind of that. Let's see here. Jimbo says, is there going to be snow in Butler, Pennsylvania for 16001? Okay, so for you, my friend, let's see, we're going to pull you up here. I'm going to bring out Pennsylvania. This is near Pittsburgh, North Pittsburgh. So you're kind of right here. You're kind of right in these regions here. So whenever it comes to snowfall here, we're not expecting anything for you. There is some areas in far north. Like I said, there is some areas in far northern Pennsylvania that could theoretically see, maybe a little bit of snowfall, maybe up to a trace, but nothing crazy. Ice, on the other hand, though, could be more of a problem for the north. But for you specifically, does not really look that possible there. So that's that. Anyways, let's see here. Andrew, is 5 to 10 millimeters of freezing rain enough to cause power outages? Sorry for spamming. No problem. So 5 to 10 millimeter, I mean, that's not really a big concern for power outages, no. That would cause more of a problem as in terms of like slippery roadways, obviously in terms of, we're going to switch this, obviously in terms of slippery roadways, sidewalks, all that stuff, which would definitely impact the commute, absolutely, the travel commute. It could be nasty, but not necessarily enough. I'd say about over 2-3 tenths of an inch, 20, 30 millimeters, is kind of the zone there where we're going to be seeing, perhaps, that's where the big power outages start to kick off. But like I said, there is actually some areas here that we're actually talking about the potential of, once again, like I said, the potential of maybe, just maybe, near an inch at max. I don't necessarily think an inch is going to be possible out of the worst of this. Like I said, the worst area with the ice is expected here, across Michigan. But I don't think that it's going to be breaking near an inch. I think at max, it could get over a half inch, yes. The blend of models shows only about 2-3 tenths of an inch, but all the other major models, European, GFS, even the NAM model suggests a heck of a lot more, being possible there. Let's see here. Cheryl was a Category 2 hurricane. Thank you so much there, Cheryl. Greatly appreciated. Thank you so much here. That's super nice of you. Obviously, Rob and Cheryl, thank you guys. Absolutely rock. Let's see. Crazy Awesome says, Andrew, how about the Snowfall for 53703? Yep, gotcha. Let's see. This is for regions here of Wisconsin. Okay, yep. Madison, Wisconsin. We actually did already cover this area a little bit ago. But for Madison, Wisconsin, you're down here, the European model, ECMWF, is talking the possibility of really not too much snow. Like I said, obviously, once again, you're right there on that strong gradient line. Once again, far south of you, 20-30 miles, you go from 5 inches to where you're at to nearly 0, which is crazy. Then north of Madison, it drastically increases, right? So it's very difficult. So right now, it kind of shows you on the range of maybe 3 to 6 inches. That's what I would say. However, the American GFS model here supports the possibility of a, kind of around the same, maybe 3 to 5 inches. The blend here supports maybe a little less, maybe 1 to 3. I'm going to go with probably 2 to 4. That's kind of the zone. To give it a little bit of wiggle room. 2 to 4 inches looks possible, but do not be surprised if the forecast changes to where you get more snow. Because like I said, a little higher north, you get a lot more snow accumulation. A little further south, you'd hardly get anything. So don't be surprised if that drastically changes. That's what I want to tell you. So the confidence in that, like I said, the confidence in that there is kind of what we're looking at there. Anyways, but that's that. That's kind of what we're looking at there. Prepper says, statement, I took your advice on the lotto numbers. Did you really? And bought those numbers. If we win, you get 50% of the 50 I would have to pay in taxes. Thanks, boss. Man, that's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. Well, obviously, good luck to you with that one. Jenny says, hi. What's up, Jenny? Hope you're doing good. Crazy Awesome says, thanks. You're very, very welcome, my friends. Like I said, if y'all have any questions, hey, feel free to let me know. We got y'all covered here. So there is something I want to show you guys really quickly. Look at the heavy snow that's currently falling. So this is actually the first wave. Like I said, there's really like 3 waves out of this one. The first one's already moving through. This is the first little wave. Second wave starts late tomorrow across the north, kicks into early Wednesday. Okay, then late Wednesday and the Thursday, that's the big one, the one that brings over a foot. So that's that. That's kind of what we're looking at there. Anyways, but that's what we're looking at. Let's see here. What's the weather look like next week in Texas? Says Toander. Gotcha. So, when it comes to areas in Texas, honestly, yeah, no winter weather is expected. I mean, that's kind of obvious here. However, I will mention, depending on where you're at in Texas, there is a possible risk for maybe some severe storms. I'm not really too confident on it myself. But if you're in northeastern Texas, there might be a few storms. Also central Texas, there might be a few storms, but nothing too crazy. But the northeastern areas might see a few strong to perhaps a severe storm or two. So watch out. Depends on exactly where you're in taxes. Man, Prepper's got me thinking about taxes now because it's that time of the year. Anyways, Texas. Yeah, northeastern Texas. We'll probably see that. But anyways, that's kind of what we're looking at there. Let's see here, but that's that. So once again, like I said, my friends, if you got any questions, any zip codes you want me to take a look at, feel free to let me know. We'll be here for you. Let's see here. Can we check 69153 for my family? They live near in that area. No problem. Yeah, of course. So 69153, got you covered. This is across areas of, let's see, this is in Nebraska. Gotcha. So this is right here in the western Alala. Oh, what? How do you pronounce this area? Ogallala. Okay, I'm just going to ignore that, but I know where it's at here, so we can pull it up for you. Let's go ahead and bring this up here for you on everything. So here for Nebraska, you're right here. You're right there on like that little turn area. So you're right in here. You're right here just west of North Platte, whatever. My pronunciation's horrible. Anyways, when it comes to things here with this storm, actually a little bit of snow looks to be quite possible here. We track our way down in time. Obviously, we're talking, honestly, maybe 2 to 4 inches according to the European model. The American GFS, whenever it comes to the snowfall here, kind of talking the same, maybe 2 to 4 inches. So there's a bit of agreement between the two major models. The NAM model here supports a little bit more, maybe near 4 to 8 inches being possible. However, between the blends here, what the major models had to say here, I'm going to have to go with probably 2 to 4 as of now. However, also the blend shows a little bit more, maybe near 5. So, honestly, if you take that areas, about 3 to 6 inches kind of falls in the average zone what the models have to say. So I'd go with 3 to 6. Seems possible. Just keep that in mind, my friend. That's that. Anyways, let's see here. Zebra Paint, what's up? Hope you're doing good. Saying, I'm in 56082. Weather warning says 16 to 22 inches. Models showing anything different, question mark. Yeah, so obviously, 16 to 22 inches is a lot, Zebra. But let's take a look for you. So I can already tell, what, are you in Minnesota? Trust me, because I know that's where the heaviest is expected. It's crazy, I already know the accumulation just without even looking at it. Would you look at that? It's in Minnesota. Right here towards areas south of St. Paul. This is for areas near St. Peter. I actually have a storm chaser that's going to be crossing through St. Peter whenever this event comes through. Like I said, we're doing live coverage on this event here. We're going to have a storm chaser. He's going to be on the ground for this one, so we're going to be able to, tune into him and stuff like that. It'll be pretty cool. But anyway, so yeah, St. Peter here. Okay, so like I said, with that, we got to take a look at a few different models, right? So you're kind of right between Mankato, and areas here of Minneapolis. So whenever it comes to the snowfall, European model here goes pretty nuts. We're kind of talking about 20 inches or so. So obviously, like 18 to 22 inches. 18 to 22 inches according to the ECMWF. The American GFS here supports a heck of a lot more. Honestly, maybe like over 3 feet. Maybe nearly 3 feet being possible. Don't get your hopes up quite yet here. Let's see. The NAM model in that region supports, a lot less. So maybe, I don't know. It's a big cutoff there. Not far to the south, but nearly 2 feet. And of course, a blend of models here supporting, out of this here, we're talking about maybe nearly 1.5 feet. I'm going to have to go with 1.5 feet, maybe 2 feet. Locally higher amounts being possible for you. Kind of seems to be a good possibility. But that's kind of what we're talking about. It's pronounced Olga La. It's very hard to pronounce. It took me a long time to pronounce that town. Yeah, I know. I don't know. I really want I want to sit down and have a nice conversation with the people who came up with these names. I mean, what you got to think what's going on in their head whenever they say that. Yeah, it's just quite crazy. Just pretty crazy. Anyways, my friends, I'm going to draw that little fancy map I drew again for y'all earlier. So obviously this is going to be showing you guys, which areas is going to be dealing with the most impacts here. So if you are across those areas I just drew, that's your big snow concern across the areas of the United States. Now the ice concerns here is expected to be a pretty big problem, okay? So the ice accumulations and stuff like that is expected to remain mostly across these areas here. That's the big ice area. And the rainfall, like I said, there is going to be a bit of rain out of this. Once again, this is based off of the blend of models here. The blend of models, does show a bit of rainfall. Perhaps the areas here maybe nearly over a 1/2 inch to 1 inch, being more specifically for around these regions here. Okay, so that's that. So once again, that's kind of the impact zone. So this is rain, this is ice, this is snow. And like I said, there actually is that severe weather threat here you can see for northeastern Texas. I'm actually going to drag this over here so I can actually overlay that. Like I said, on my main screen here, if I was to draw the severe weather concern, I'm actually eyeballing this here. So it goes off of northeastern Texas, southeastern Oklahoma, cutting through Arkansas, yeah, going through areas of, obviously they're towards Memphis, southwestern Mississippi, and cutting straight through northern Louisiana. So yeah, that's where the severe storm's expected. Severe storms across the yellow, rain across the green, pink across, or sorry, ice across the pink here, and blue, or snow across the blue being possible. So that's kind of the breakdown here, you know, on what regional areas is going to see what type of precipitation, essentially. Or what type of activity, I should say. But anyways, that's that. That's that. But once again, like I said, if y'all have any questions, I mean, feel free to let me know. You know, like I said, I got you guys covered here. We're going to be here for you. Want to make sure you guys are staying safe out there. Once again, like I said, if there's anything we can do, let me know. And like I said, we can already start to see the system already kicking off here. We switch back over to the main screen here for a moment. This is the current radar view at the moment. And you can actually see at the moment, I just said at the moment a lot, but you can see in the current time being how we have a lot of moisture driving down, right? That's the early stages of this event here. So what's going to happen next, essentially, is we're going to take a look at the models here. So essentially what's going to happen next here is we're going to zoom into areas of the north. We're going to bring back our future radar. If you want to follow the time, guys, it's in the top right here. But anyways, we track our way down here in time. A lot of moisture, there you go, from the upper northwest comes through. So we take a look here at the current satellite view, and you can actually see, you know, this big, once again, you can see this really big old jet moving through here, right? You know, really, you know, big old jet here. So that's kind of what we're seeing here. You know, that's kind of what we're looking at. But anyways, back over here to the models. Like I said, we are seeing ourselves a lot of snow moving up through the northwestern areas here. Obviously cutting through, you know, those upper elevations. Going to be bringing a lot of heavy stuff here. A lot of heavy upper level accumulation. So watch out for that here. Now, whenever it comes to the north, like I said, the north central United States, that's when the big stuff's going to happen. So obviously here for time, we got the first little clipper system move through. We're going to go ahead and update that. So little clipper system moves through there. Second wave, you can see right there. That's your second wave cutting through tomorrow. Late tomorrow and early Wednesday. And then the big one. There you go. The big boy kicks off here. You know, really showing some, really showing some crazy stuff here. You know, definitely really crazy. Anyways, but that's that. You know, that's according to the timing here. Now, I tell you what, we're gonna take a look here at the overall view of this here. We're gonna change to the NAM 12 kilometer because this one really shows everything in motion. So here you go, my friends. This is the radar loop for you. If you want to just look at that and just gaze upon the glory of this crazy system here. I don't like how it zooms up that quick. So let's go back to this guy. This one's obviously not a full view, but sorry about the seizure there. But there you go. That's that. You know, that's kind of the whole system. It's a very long, very large and wide system. It's crazy. It's very crazy. Let's see here. Skyward, what's up, dude? Hope you're doing good. Glad to have you here. Saying, hey, man, what's up? Not much. Hope you're doing good. And glad to see you here. Like I said, yeah, we got some plans here with Vortex for this big winter system here. Gonna get some live views of the storm. It's gonna be pretty crazy. Like I said, we got ourselves a you know, quite a big day ahead of us here. We're gonna be live for hours and hours. Anyways, let's see here. Jenny says, be right back. All right. Wanted to check in my family's town. I live in Nebraska, so I could tell them. Gotcha. Well, I can tell you what. There is some areas, I mean, you can obviously tell there is areas in Nebraska that's going to be impacted by snowfall. But you might be wondering exactly, well, how much is that going to be? So if we switch back over here to the models, we're going to switch more specifically to the blend here, just as a quick little pop reference here, because we just looked at areas of, you know, we just looked at areas here towards Nebraska. According to the snowfall, you know, with the blend here, we're talking a potential here maybe up to, you know, once again, maybe 4 to 8 inches. Seems possible, okay? So keep that in mind. Let's see. Hubby drove from Minnesota to Florida. Made it safe with your advice. He left at 1 a.m., missed the mess. Now he's grateful he's not in Minnesota. I bet you. Well, Jenny, there you go. I'm glad to see that he's okay. But yeah, that was a crazy trip, huh? From Minnesota to Florida? That's crazy. Well, Jenny, like I said, I'm definitely very glad to help you out with that. Absolutely. No problem. Like I said, I got you all covered. And once again, if there's anything we can do for you, I mean, if there's a specific forecast you want me to take a look at, if there's something we can do to help you guys out in any form of way, make sure you let me know. Okay? Anyways, but that's that. Let's see. Mark's here. What's up, Mark? Maybe potato bacon soup, caramelized red onion. Not my favorite. I'm gonna tell you that. I'm not really a big fan of potatoes or any baked potatoes or anything like that. The closest thing I'll eat towards a baked potato is a big potato wedge, but that's about close as I can get to a baked potato. Not a big fan of them myself. Anyways, let's see. Kendall says, "Can I check for 8371?" I don't even think that's a zip code. It has to be another letter, right? Or another number, right? Can you double check that? Is Iowa a mixed bag otherwise? Yes, Iowa, Brandon, will be a mixed bag. I'll tell you what. Look at this. Switch over to Iowa. Total snowfall blend here. Northern areas here expecting a decent amount of snow. Especially for the very far northwestern areas. Expecting to see that. Now when it comes to ice accumulation, that's where a lot of the ice is going to start for the central areas. So basically, a lot of these grounds, expected to see a lot of heavy ice, and then these grounds expected to see more of that snow, essentially. So kind of the mixture between these regions here of ice and snow. That's why the snow total drops off dramatically. It's because the temperatures warm up, it allows everything to melt in the either freezing rain or obviously just sleet, which overall increases ice accumulations here. But anyways, that's that there. Kendall says 48371. There we go. That's a little better. That is a little bit better. Let's see here. We're going to switch on over to that area. This is for areas of Michigan. This is for Oxford. This is right here towards areas north of Detroit. Gotcha. So let's see. So Oxford, let me double check on that. Let's see. This is right here northwest Oxford. Interesting. So you are between Oxford and Detroit. Or sorry, Detroit. You're in Oxford. Between Detroit and Flint is what I meant to say. So you're right in here. Sorry about that. The blend here, the models, obviously, yeah, your main concern here is actually going to be the ice. Like I said, obviously that's kind of the big concern here. Perhaps maybe up to an inch according to the blend here. Now, it depends on which model you look at. I mean, the European model here, we tracking time. Yeah, it really shows that gradient line. That very, very sharp drop off in snow accumulations there. Like I said, you start off from where you're at, a little bit less, near an inch there. But you go a little bit further north, and look at that. It goes up to like 7. So, once again, you're on a very, very sharp gradient line there. Yeah, but your main concern there is going to be the potential of some heavy ice. Now, the blend of models kind of shows maybe 2-3 of an inch here, or 20-30 millimeters. But according to this, the European model, we're talking literally up to maybe a half an inch to 3/4 of an inch of ice. That's the European model. GFS model, honestly, is about the same here. Maybe a little bit less, actually. Yeah, a little bit less off there. But once again, the blend here kind of shows maybe 2-3 of an inch there being possible. Right there towards 2/10, which is still enough. That's definitely still enough there to cause some big old problems. Anyways, but that's that. Let's see here. You're awesome, man. Keep up the good work, says Skywarn. Thank you so much, dude. Really appreciate it. And once again, everybody, if there's anything that we can do for you to ensure you guys are staying safe out there and everything like that, hey, feel free to let me know, my friends. Like I said, I got you covered. We're here for you. And everything like that. So like I said, if you guys have any zip codes, like I said, feel free to let me know. And we will take those zip codes and we'll turn them into a personalized forecast for you. Because like I said, I want to see you guys prepared for this system here. It's going to be quite the heck of a system, I tell you what. Like I said, we take a look here over at the north. I mean, it's just nuts. Absolutely nuts here. North Central U.S., European model here. Whoops. When it comes to snowfall and stuff like that, I mean, there's a lot of potential snow on the table here. That one does not go as far, so let's switch back to 12Z here. Yeah, there you go. Honestly, what I've noticed here, the European model has, let's see, hold on. Oh, that's 10-to-1 ratio. Yeah, that's not what we want to look at. We want to look at the Kashira ratio. There we go. All right. Yeah, but you can see there the ECMWF high res there. I mean, it really shows over a foot for a lot of areas. Like I said, look at that. So basically, these areas here, you know, everywhere inside that, you know, maroon, that red shaded color there. Like I said, that's kind of where we are expecting over a foot to be possible. You know, once again with that kind of bullseye zone being, you know, between western Wisconsin and southern Minnesota. Also north or far eastern South Dakota has also been in the kind of bullseye zone from what it looks like. You're awesome, man. Keep up the good work. You too, buddy. Thank you. Let's see here. How is 82604 looking? We'll look at that here in a second. Ashley says, evening, everyone. What's up, Ashley? Hope you're doing good. Glad to have you here. Hope all is well with you. But anyways, yeah, I got you covered here, my friend. Let's see. We'll take a look here over at 82604. Let's see. We're going to pull that up right now. It's for Wyoming. Okay. Near Casper. Casper, Wyoming. Okay. Gotcha. So let's pull up Wyoming here. I don't know if Casper is going to be an option. Yes, it is. Casper's right there. Okay, gotcha. So let me see. So European model, whenever it comes to Snowfall here, yeah, you're going to be in line for a possible, quite a bit, looking quite possible there. Honestly, yeah, maybe about a foot and a half theoretically possible out of the ECMWF, but once again, you cannot just trust one model here. So the American GFS supports about a foot and a half. Now there's an area here southeast according to the GFS that might see near 2 feet, but I'm not gonna live off that too much. Let's see, the NAM model here showing a little over a foot. Now the blend, the final output here kind of shows a little bit less than a foot here. You know, honestly, I'm gonna have to go with probably 10 to 14 inches. You know, 10 to 14 inches looks quite possible there. You know, kind of putting that wiggle room on both ends. You know what I'm saying? They're trapped. So trapped in paradise doesn't look like you're gonna be so trapped in paradise after all, does it? I mean, depends on if you like snow or not. For me, it'd be paradise, but you know, that is you know, that's kind of what we're looking at there. But once again, everybody, like I said, we got y'all. We got you covered. You know, we're gonna be here for you guys. Let's see. I don't think ice is gonna be a concern for you guys. Yeah, no, ice is not gonna be a concern. Jenny says, so how much snow for Minneapolis? A lot. Potentially over 2 feet. Big possible. Like I said, we took a look here at Minneapolis. Like I said, that's like one of the most main impacted areas here. Like I said, one of the most main impacted zones in out of the system here. But yeah, quite a bit. Like I said, here's the blend does not show as much here, which if I bring this over to total snowfall, yeah, blend shows maybe a little about like 2 or 1.5 feet here. But European though, yeah, like I said, look at this. European model supports about 2 feet of snow. GFS in some aspects shows near 3 feet of snow, so about 2 feet possible there. That's kind of what we're talking about here. Can I join your Discord server? Yeah, just click on the link in the description. We got our Discord server. Let's see here. What's my confidence on tornado season for the Southeast U.S. this spring? I need to really dive into models for that. We're not going to do that right now, but I think it's going to be a definitely interesting one, especially for the Plains region. We'll have to keep a watch on. Let's see. Phenomenum Awesome says, let's see, how is 53051 looking? Hoping to get a good plow to snowboard. Gotcha. So let's see. Here's a 53051. Got you covered, my friend. This is across areas of Wisconsin. Yeah, I know Wisconsin's supposed to get it quite a bit here. This is near Milwaukee, north of Milwaukee. So let's see. Wisconsin, we're going to bring it up here. There's Milwaukee up there, kind of towards West Bend, some areas. Just a little south of West Bend, but you're right in here, my friend. So the American GFS model, you're going to have enough snow for a good amount of snowboarding, that's for sure. But we're talking over a foot there, you know, kind of near, right there on that foot boundary, essentially, according to the American GFS. European model here, yeah, whenever it comes to this event here, let's go drop down a model run real quick. The European model here is supporting the possibility of a lot less. You see that? A lot less, according to the European model. Maybe up to like 8 inches. So, yeah, the blend here, the mixed opinion, yeah, does not show too much. So, like I said, it's hard to get your hopes up there, but it's really all over the place. And like I said, the problem is like I said, I mean, across your location here, you go slightly north, your accumulation is very high. You go slightly south, your accumulation is very low. And like I said, it just really puts you in that awkward area where it could easily go up, it could easily go down. So it's really difficult to forecast for you. Absolutely. But that's kind of what we're looking at there, you know, kind of what we're seeing here. My gut tells me that there will be very bad power outages out of this large interstate travel. It's going to be nasty, especially for the areas in like southern Michigan. I bet you most people are going to be without power. Yeah. Let's see here. Jenny says, holy moly, oh yeah. Let's see. Hey, y'all, dropping in from Pancake Hill, Pennsylvania. How you doing tonight? Doing pretty good, Rag. Hope you're doing good. Glad to have you here. Let's see here. Jane wants me to take a look here at 68137. Got you covered here. Let's see. We'll go ahead and bring up the region. So you said 68137. We're going to do that here right now. Let's see. This is for Omaha, Nebraska. So there's actually good news on this for Nebraska. I mean, you can see it on my end over here, which Omaha. So for Omaha, Nebraska, you're probably not going to deal with too much impacts here. We'll go ahead and remove that little area there. Omaha, the blended model showing maybe around an inch. 1 to 2 inches possible here. The ECMWF, the ECMWF, the European model here, once again, kind of supports maybe near an inch. The American GFS model supports near an inch. All these models are really kind of, set standard on an inch. The NAM model doesn't go out as far there, but yeah, it looks quite possible there that, some of these areas here could be seen over an inch towards Omaha. So I would lean on, up probably about an inch of snow is expected. So really not too much. Ice accumulations, though, let's see if I don't think that's going to be really too big of a problem with ice accumulations. I mean, it's theoretically possible, but less than the 10th of an inch should not really be too big of a problem. So that's that. Doing great, painting my bathroom and listening and watching the channel, liked and subbed. Oh, thank you so much, Rag. Greatly appreciated. And thank you so much. Like I said, it's greatly appreciated, guys. Like I said, we're getting very close here to 9,000. Pretty crazy. So once again, thank you so much, Rag. Greatly appreciated. But that's that. That's what we're looking at. A lot of crazy stuff happening out of this. Anyways, let's see. But once again, like I said, if anybody has any questions here, like I said, we're on standby. We are ready to go. Got you covered. And like I said, I'll tell you what, at the moment, I'm gonna show you something real quickly. So at the moment right now, here towards Wisconsin, like I said, we have the first round of the storms moving through. Like I said, obviously you can see some pretty heavy snow, moving through here throughout the upper portion of Michigan. Now there is somebody here that was in, near Houghton. I think that's how they pronounce. I think that's how you pronounce that. Looks like a bit of snow is moving through right now. Yeah, you can see those temperatures are absolutely frigid. We're gonna pull out the last scan here for a moment. Showing there 30 degrees. I mean, that's not too bad, but the areas up north, up towards like Minneapolis region. In Minneapolis right now, let's see, the temperature is currently, does that say 27-ish? Yeah, between the lower 30s and on the far left-hand side, we're talking the teens. I mean, look at that. You got the winds coming down here to the southeast. The winds are basically blowing in this direction, bringing in a whole bunch of cold air. Like I said, these temperatures are here in the single digits and teens, while these are up here in the 30s. So, like I said, with that being said there, cold air is moving through. And like I said, that's going to allow this system here, like I said, that's basically it's going to allow this system to essentially, like I said, obviously, fall, or the snow to fall in mostly, powdery stuff. Mostly powdery snow. Like I said, we look over here towards, the areas of here of, Wisconsin and all that fun stuff. Like I said, you can really see that snow, that little area moving through right now, which is, kind of what we're looking at. The satellite view here, water vapor, the lower levels of the atmosphere. You can see a lot of that is moving through. We're starting to see a lot of moisture roll through here. I should probably do it this way. Yeah, there we go. We can get a nice little view on that. But look at that. So you see all this. You see this big blob moving through the northwest? Yeah, that's basically. Like I said, that's basically what we're looking at there. That's basically a whole bunch of moisture moving through. Definitely is pretty crazy. And like I said, that's going to be the main kicker of this event here. Got a bit of moisture streaking across the south too. What it looks like. I don't know what the heck is all this about. A little bit of activity is popping up here according to the radar here. Let me actually bring my my professional radar. Yeah, I just bought this program the other day. This thing was $250. It's called GR Level 2. It's a pretty cool program. I love it. But apparently there was something happening down here. Let's see. We'll take a look here towards Cincinnati. There's the line right there. Turn off precipitation type. Turn on just normal reflectivity. See, no data available. Let's see. We're gonna. Oh, that's an airport radar. Let's try KRLX. This is in West Virginia. There it is, right there. Let's see what's going on down here. Let's see. So at this point, it's just kind of moderate precipitation here. Let's see, correlation coefficient. Interesting. Let's see if it was meteorological, but it is. Just a little band of rain, I guess, moving through. Nothing too crazy. Anyways, let's see here. Thanks to the subscriber of the day. Thank you. Thank all of you guys for all your support. Let's see here. Trying to look at my mom's house in Oakland, California, and typed it here. Oh, no problem. No problem at all. But yeah, it's just a little interesting. Like I said, this is the main program we're going to be using for when we do our coverage here on Wednesday and Thursday. Like I said, between Wednesday and Thursday, we're going to have a lot of craziness happening. Tomorrow night, like I said, that's when this event is expected to start kicking. So tomorrow night, we're going to be basically, we're probably going to do some live coverage on the last amount of snowfall we're expecting. What the heck? Did they pop up a little thunderstorm risk here? Is there even enough instability in the atmosphere to pop up these? Hold on a second, you guys. I got pretty curious now. Let's see, pull up the meso now. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Let's see, meso analysis. Apparently, they have a little thunderstorm risk where that little line was. What we're looking at here at the moment. Let's see. We're going to switch over to this area. Let's see. There we go. All right, let's move to the meso analysis page. And I'm going to fix that. Let's see. There we go. All right, cool. Let's see. So that's that. We're going to pull up this little guy. I don't think there's enough energy to even pop. Oh, a little bit of energy there. I don't know. Nothing crazy. I ain't worried about it. I'm just curious to see what was going on with that little guy. Definitely is pretty crazy. Anyways, let's see here. How much snow will Beloit, Wisconsin get, says Scott? Alright, I got you. So let's see here. Beloit, Wisconsin. I'm going to pull this up here on my other screen. Alright, yeah, this is very far south, Wisconsin. I remember this now. Alright, we're going to switch back over to the models real quickly. We're going to move this over now. We're going to switch over to Wisconsin, which Beloit is down there. That's Beloit right down there. So we're gonna bring that down quite a bit. We're actually gonna move that up a little bit. So yeah, Beloit is right there. Let's see here. So that's that. So whenever it comes to the activity here, I think you're mostly gonna be dealing with a lot of ice. Like I said, from what it looks like, Beloit, Wisconsin's kind of talking about a half an inch of ice according to the ECMWF. The American GFS here supports kind of near a half inch, but it's really, really weird shape there. It's not natural. The NAM model, the North American model, whenever it comes to ice here, supports, yeah, once again, maybe near half an inch, which is a lot. The RDPS, the Canadian model, supports, once again, maybe near half an inch there. So overall, the verdict is a lot of heavy ice accumulation looks pretty good. Pretty likely here. The blend only shows about a tenth, maybe 2/10 of an inch at max, but I really think that could go higher. I really do. I think that's going to be a big problem, is the ice accumulation. Am I going live update tomorrow, or am I going live for the event? I really think I need to save my energy for the event, and that's the first little round. Expected to bring like maybe a half a foot of snow or so. Which, I mean, yeah, that's a lot, but the big event isn't supposed to happen until, like, Wednesday and Thursday. So Wednesday and Thursday, that's when I'm going to be really covering this, okay? So tomorrow, we're going to do another video or another live stream like we're doing today to keep you all in the loop, keep you guys informed. And then, obviously, like I said, with, with all that stuff there, kind of looking at. Albert says, why can't I post here? Well, you just posted. What's up, Albert? Hope you're doing good. Let's see here. I know that day I'll be doing any driving or going anywhere. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, Scott, no, you do not want to be driving out of that mess. I mean, ice is a lot worse than... Yeah, ice is like 10 times worse than snow. I mean, obviously snow can be, obviously very impactful, makes road conditions very, slippery. But ice is legit the definition of slippery, basically. Whenever you think of slippery, you think of ice, right? So that's kind of the big thing. We're gonna be melting some snow this next week. Yeah, with those temperatures. Yeah, that's another thing here. Oh, actually, something I wanted to show you guys. Like I said, with that nasty conditions, with the heavy snow and the ice and stuff like that. I mean, with those as a mixture. Like I said, we're going to be dealing ourselves, with a lot of definitely some pretty strong wind gusts throughout the areas. I mean, maybe 30, 40, 50 mile an hour wind gusts throughout a lot of these areas. Looks quite possible. So keep that in mind. But all right. Well, once again, everybody, I think relatively here soon we're going to head off here for tonight. It's now 9 o'clock. We're going to head off here in about 15 minutes, guys. We're going to call it right at the 2-hour mark for today. Like I said, my girlfriend, today is her last day being here. Very, very sad. So I want to go ahead and spend some time with her before she heads out. But like I said, with that being said, tomorrow we're going to do another live stream, maybe 1-2 hours again. Obviously on the on the forecast and stuff like that, and everything like that. But that's that. That's kind of what we're talking about and everything like that along those standards. And we'll like I said, we'll continue to see what's going to happen here. Like I said, this is going to be a big one. This is going to be the one of the year. Absolutely, I really believe it is. Because like I said, I mean, this year's been pretty odd, pretty abnormal. And this is definitely going to be the big one of the year, I believe. After this event here, like I said, I think that window is significantly closing. That window for snow is significantly closing and stuff. But anyways, that's kind of what we're talking about here. Let's see here. And thank you again, man. No problem. I think so too. Yep. Absolutely. Let's see here. Thanks for doing this channel. Very responsive and informative. Thank you, Rag. Greatly appreciate it. And thank you again for subscribing. Really appreciate it, my friend. Where is Arctic going? Back to Florida. Back where she lives. Yeah, she, my girlfriend, or Arctic, she, since her name, Arctic, yeah, she's in Florida. But, yeah, she came down to visit me for the week, so she's going back. She's flying back home tomorrow, which, like I said, I'm in Kentucky, so that's where I live. But it's good I got to see her. I'd like to spend some more time with her tonight before, like I said, I'd like to spend some more time with her tonight before she goes back, which is pretty sad, but, at least it happened overall, But like I said, my friends, if you have any questions, I mean, feel free to let me know. Like I said, we're heading off here in about 14 minutes now, about 13 minutes or so. So if there's any final areas that we can look at, like I said, feel free to let me know. Feel free to, like I said, let me know about things and all that fun stuff. And like I said, we're going to be here for you during the main event here too. Like I said, it's going to be a pretty crazy event that's going to be kicking off here. So we're going to definitely need to be live for you. We're definitely going to need to do that. I'm going to switch radar over here to the west for a second. I want to see what's going on. Like I said, we have a lot of that moisture starting to move in now. We're gonna switch the radar view over to. We're gonna switch the radar view over here to the west. Essentially, let's see what's going on down here. I know we got a lot of precipitation starting to roll through, so. Let's see, KOTX. Let's try this guy. This one's in eastern Washington State. Let's see. Yeah, I got a little bit of something there. Yeah, temperatures are above freezing, though, so nothing's going to really stick out of that. Western Montana. Oh, there you go. Yeah, Western Montana's getting some stuff, that's for sure. Let's see. Yeah, the temperature out of this, though, here. We're going to turn off radar for one small second here. So the temperature, okay, yeah, temperature over here towards that radar is above 30 degrees. So it's above freezing, so obviously anything that's going to be falling here is going to be melting. So kind of a lot of a mixture right now. But anyways, it's getting colder out there, so we'll see. Stay safe, y'all. Take care, says Albert. You too, my friend. Thank you for joining us. Biggest snowstorm of the year. Yep, I think so. And you do a good job on this channel. And this is the only channel that I watch for weather. Aw, Scott, thank you so much. You guys absolutely rock. And once again, I have to give a huge shout out to today's, obviously today's supporters. First of all, here for today with the first donation, we had Moo. Thank you so much, Moo. Greatly appreciated. We had Amber Mary. Thank you so much. We had Cheryl. thank you. We had James. We had Moo again. We had Ryan. Let's see, we had Rob with the Category 5 membership. And, of course, Cheryl as well, becoming a member once again. Greatly appreciated, my friends. Thank you so much. You guys absolutely rock here. Let's see here. Any ice on the forecast for Des Moines, Iowa, says Nicholas. Gotcha. So let's see. We're going to switch over here. Once again, thank you guys. Greatly appreciate it. Definitely means a lot. But that is, that's kind of what we are seeing here. So we're going to switch on over here. You said Des Moines, Iowa, in terms of ice. So like I said, obviously Iowa is going to be in the, in the impacted areas here with the heavy ice accumulations and stuff like that. When taking a look here over at the European model, whenever it comes to things here, the European model with the ice accumulations and all that fun stuff here, like I said, obviously there towards Des Moines, it's kind of pretty crazy. Like I said, south of Des Moines, not much happening. North of Des Moines, a lot of ice. So it's kind of a weird thing from the European model. The American GFS here, has that going straight through Des Moines though. Unlike what the European model had to say, it's a little bit different. You can obviously tell there, a little bit different there. Maybe perhaps near a half an inch, but I don't think that's quite likely at this point. The NAM model, on the other hand here, north of Des Moines, also kind of similar to what the European model had to say. So really not too much here. And of course, the National Weather Service blend, the one we should probably trust of, really not showing too much. So it's possible. It is definitely possible that we could see maybe a little bit of accumulations out of ice, but probably really not too much. Like I said, once again, the heaviest impacted areas here of ice is like southern Michigan. Like I said, that's kind of the big area that's going to be impacted. The biggest area that's going to be impacted. Like I said, the European model here absolutely going aggressive and basically showing over a half an inch to 3/4 of an inch of ice being possible. Once again, that's pretty crazy. That is absolutely pretty crazy to look at. So we'll definitely be on the lookout there for that. Listen, the GFS model, like I said before, kind of agreeing on the same thing, just a little bit odd shaped, as you can tell, very unnatural for what reality would turn out to be. You can see how the GFS really has those accumulations, like some weird shape. How it has I don't know how you would pronounce that, but you can see what I'm talking about. Really odd shape. That's not natural. That's not how the Mother Nature would actually work out. But it does show the heaviest accumulation there, about a half inch to 3/4 of an inch. Little suspicious of the GFS, if you ask me. But the European model, though, no, this one is pretty well maintained. All that stuff there. But yeah, the blended models there really shows a lot of areas in southern and central areas of central and southern portions of Michigan being impacted. Absolutely. Anyways, but that's that. Let's see here. Theodore says, thanks, Andrew. No problem. Rack says, shared. Thank you so much. Let's see. Cheryl says, thank you, Andrew, and the mods. Good to see you all again. You too, Cheryl. Thank you so much. Let's see here. I already gave a stream a like before I go live. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. But anyways, my friends, like I said, if you have not already, consider hitting that subscribe button, leaving a like here on the live stream. Once again, we're heading off here in about 6 or actually 8 minutes whenever the stream ends, but we usually give about 2-3 minutes before so you guys can say goodbye to your friends and family. So once again, consider this the last opportunity. If there is a zip code that you want me to take a look at, if there's an area that you want me to look for whenever it comes to the severe weather here, or sorry, I guess it is severe, but and the winter weather here, please let me know. Like I said, there is a little severe weather side on this thing. I mean, it's possible. I'm really not too concerned about it here. Actually, that's something I would actually want to quickly talk about really quickly. Anyways, but that's kind of what we're looking at. Let's see. As much as we complain about the weather, just remember that high in Barrow, Alaska was -20 today. Yeah, no thank you. That's a little too cold for my liking, personally, but that's a little too cold for my liking. Anyways, like I said, we switch on over here, guys, to the south, because like I said, there is a little severe weather threat across, like northeastern Texas and those regions there. Once again, I mean, really, I'm not so... I don't know. I really don't know about this. It looks like that instability has been trending in favor. Maybe some storms towards Oklahoma and southeastern Kansas through Missouri. I mean, it looks like it might be a growing concern again here. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll just continue to watch this here. The the NAM 3K. I mean, it shows enough energy to fire off some thunderstorms. That's for sure. Yeah, that's for sure. Let's see here. Great weather update. Thank you so much. Let's see. Cody Gray wants me to take a look here at 51441. Absolutely. Yeah, I got you covered here. Let's see. We're going to switch on over here to you real quick. In Deloitte, Iowa. I believe we just looked at Deloitte, Iowa here not long ago. This is, this is west of Des Moines. Let's see. Marcus says later weather gang. See you later, Marcus. Anyways, let's move back over here to the, like I said, obviously they're towards Deloitte. So Deloitte, Iowa is west of Des Moines, right? So kind of right around in here. So when it comes to ice, yeah, that's kind of your possible concern. Maybe up to 1/10 of an inch, which it would have impact here, absolutely. Depends on which model you look at. Shows a little bit. Whenever it comes to snowfall, though, I mean, I'd say probably at max nearly maybe 1 to 2 inches looks possible. But other than that, I mean, that's just kind of what we're looking at there. National Weather Service forecast and 48-hour snowfall accumulations here. This is basically how much snow is expected in a 48-hour time period. This does not cover the entire event, though. Once again, this does not cover the entire event. This is mostly just specifically for the first wave to move through tomorrow night. So that's that. But that's that. That's what we're looking at. And once again, like I said, let's see, back at you, Sis Rag. Thank you. Yeah, obviously, yeah, Moo saying hugs. Yeah, well, yeah, you too. I thought you were talking about something else. Anyways. But yeah, you too, my friends. Thank you all so much for joining us. Y'all absolutely rock. Well, with that being said, guys, I think we're going to go ahead and head off here. We're going to go ahead and give the stream, like I said, 3 minutes for you guys to say goodbye to your friends and family. Like I said, we're going to have a little countdown here for y'all so you guys can say goodbye to your friends and family who just might be hanging around in chat. Once again, I have to give a big support or a big thank you to our supporters today. Cheryl, thank you for becoming a member. Rob, thank you for becoming a member. Ryan, thank you for the $5 super chat. Absolutely rock, my friend. Huge shout out. Moo for the $1 super chat, thank you so much. James for the $10 super chat, thank you so much. Cheryl for the 20. Amber for the 2, thank you. Moo for the 2 again. And obviously, thank you guys. Really appreciate it. Actually, Proxy too, which Proxies didn't show up for some reason, which is a little odd. But thank you so much, guys. Y'all absolutely rock. And thank you so much for joining us. You guys are the best. And like I said, my friends, that's going to go ahead and wrap it up here for right now. Once again, the stream's going to head off here. Like I said, we're going to start the timer here in about 30 seconds or so. So that's going to go ahead and wrap it up here for right now. Thank you so much, guys. Greatly appreciate it. And all right, my friends, thank you all so much. Like I said, once again, the stream is going to head off here in approximately 3 minutes. So you guys can say goodbye to your friends and family. Yet again. All right, my friends, like I said, once again, tomorrow we're going to be doing the same thing. We're going to be giving you guys an update here on everything and basically do what we did today. All right, my friends, thank you so much for watching. Love you all. Stay safe out there and catch you guys here in the next one. Peace out, my friends. See you tomorrow.
Chance of snow near 100%. Tuesday night, snow. Snow accumulation of 4 to 5 inches. Near steady temperature around 18. Northeast winds 10 to 20 miles an hour. Chance of snow near 100%. Wednesday, windy, cloudy. Chance of snow in the morning, then snow likely in the afternoon. Patchy blowing snow in the morning, then areas of blowing snow in the afternoon. Snow accumulation of 2 to 3 inches. Highs in the lower 20s. Northeast winds 15 to 30 miles an hour. Gusts up to 45 miles an hour in the afternoon. Chance of snow 70%. Wednesday night, windy, snow. Blowing snow. Snow may be heavy at times. Visibility 1/4 mile or less at times. Snow accumulation of 10 to 11 inches. Lows around 14. Northeast winds 20 to 30 miles an hour with gusts to around 45 miles an hour. Chance of snow near 100%. Thursday, windy. Snow in the morning, then chance of snow in the afternoon. Blowing snow in the morning, then patchy blowing snow in the afternoon. Snow may be heavy at times in the morning. Visibility 1/4 mile or less at times in the morning. Heavy snow accumulations. Highs around 16. Chance of snow near 100%. Thursday night, much colder. Mostly cloudy in the evening, then clearing. Lows around 7 below. Friday, mostly sunny in the morning, then becoming mostly cloudy. Highs around 12. Friday night, not as cold. Mostly cloudy. A 30% chance of snow in the evening. Near steady temperature around 10. Saturday, not as cold. Mostly sunny. Highs in the mid-20s. Saturday night, mostly clear. Lows around 7. Sunday, sunny. Highs in the upper 20s. Sunday night, mostly clear. Lows around 14. Monday, partly sunny. Chance of snow in the morning. Highs in the mid-30s. Chance of snow 30%. Again, the forecast for the Twin Cities metropolitan area for tonight. Windy. Mostly cloudy. Patchy blowing snow overnight. Lows around 7. Northwest winds 15 to 30 miles an hour with gusts to around 45 miles an hour. This is weather radio station KEC 65 Minneapolis, St. Paul.